Welcome to Maker Conversations. I'm your host, Tiff Marchand from NIGHTCARVER Designs, and today on the show I have Iain from Hurfer Hand Painted. He is an amazing painter who uses really big, bold colors and heavy, thick black outlines, which I absolutely love. He paints on various materials and does murals. He's been in the game a really long time, and he's somebody who I look up to in the painting world. I also had an amazing guest host on the show, Adam from Burn353. Adam, again, is somebody I truly admire in the painting world, so I figured why not have two people that I'd really want to hang out with join me and have a great conversation of just whatever was on our minds. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It was a ton of fun. I know I say that every time, but I mean, that's why I have this show. I just want to hang out with some cool people and talk about anything. All right. Thank you to the patrons who support this show. I really appreciate you. If you want to support this show, head on over to patreon.com/makerconversations. For $5 a month, you'll get early access and bonus episodes. All right. Enjoy the show. A huge thank you to the sponsor, Sabertooth Power Carving. If you're looking to get into power carving and you want to save a little bit of money, use NIGHTCARVER 10 to save 10%, and that's in all caps, NIGHTCARVER 10. If you've been enjoying these podcasts, make sure you check out Carver Conversations. It's my Sabertooth podcast, and I just recently had Annabelle Trades on there and a bunch of other amazing, talented carvers. So go check it out. It's a little bit more serious side of me, but I mean, really not that much serious. All right, here you go. Enjoy getting to know Iain.
Hello.
What up?
How's it going?
Good.
There he is.
We were just saying that you liked pink, and I like the pink background.
I do got a lot of pink in here.
Yep. I wore my
It
pink
pops.
shirt.
I should have put a pink shirt on too. Could have matched it.
I didn't know. I really don't have any pink though. My son though is obsessed with pink as well, so it's a big part of our life.
We were just discussing, we don't know how to say your first name because we always go by your last name because we always see you on Instagram. And it's like,
It's Iain.
Iain, okay.
yeah. Because I always go by I don't even go by your name. I just go by your little icon, and I go there. I'm like, yo, art sucks. People suck. What's going on?
Someone owes you money this week.
No, every week. You know
Yeah.
how that is.
Yeah.
I know I was talking to Adam and I was saying like I invited him on here because you guys, first of all, have a similar style where you like the bold colors, the bold, outlines. Similar, I like the same style too. And you guys just like a part of this world when I came on Instagram that I fell in love with your stuff. Like I was like, ooh, these guys, I'm just feeling all the colors. I just love the materials that you're doing and just like the imagery you're making. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we both do totally different stuff, but do it in a very similar way.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that thick, bold lines. I think it's like we get it from the pinstripers and the sign painters because that's where I get it. I think I like to make bold lines. Even if I do cartoon characters, I thicken their lines up to make them more my style because I like it really chunky and iconic,
Yeah, and I come from a screen printing background, so I always love things with big, bold lines on it, trap all the colors real nice, and keep everything clean.
Yep.
So
and computer graphics too. Yeah, everything's like that. I guess it's just art. I don't know, for some reason, like to try to make dirty stuff clean, like because art is usually messy,
Yeah.
So I think I've always been drawn to trying to make really clean lines and make it not messy because it's easy to splatter paint on stuff and go, "Wee, I'm done." Or I've seen these people flinging paint and buckets and strings over the top of canvases, and I'm like, "Hey, cool, whatever." But there's no talent in that. It's like, I mean, who's the painter that's sealing? I mean, does the bucket get a
He's passionate about this topic. Listen, they had
collaboration with the rope and bucket.
Yeah. I'm
Those are-
passionate about all art. I mean, when you flip through Instagram and I'm sure you guys do,
Yeah.
you see some of this stuff and some of it's really cool to look at, but some of it's like, this is bullshit. It's like, what is this?
Do you
And
ever
this
get
person has
trapped
a
in one of
million
those
followers.
videos? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you ever get trapped in one of those videos that they get you all amped up and you're excited, like there's gonna be like this great outcome, and then you see it and then you're like,
Hey, for part 2.
yeah, no, but like you just get like so disappointed at the end. I hate that.
Or they don't tell you and they're like, stay for part 2, and then the part 2 never happens and there is no part 2. They just tricked you.
This means you guys actually have time to watch stuff.
I get paid to. I do social. I manage 2 social media accounts for Power Carving brand and then for Workbench Con. So like I literally get paid to scroll Instagram and find cool art all day. It's a fun part of my day, but the rest of my day is running around. I'm usually editing a podcast while doing that or working on my laser now, finally touching this thing or my CNC. Like I'm bouncing everywhere.
For me, it's usually like when I'm laying in bed trying to go to sleep, like an
Yeah.
hour or 2, and I'm trying to make myself tired. So I'll like look at stupid cat videos and silly stuff until I fall asleep.
I'll open it up to look and then see it'll say like you have 74 new message requests, and like that's about the end of it, so
You
it's
just put it away.
I try to get through as many as I can, but I never get to actually look at anything. It's just
Just go and check your messages. You'll be fine.
That has to be hard to deal with though, because I mean, because of what you do, people want to learn it or they want to ask you questions probably all the time, I assume.
yeah, what paint do I use and what brush do I use? About 15 to 20 times a day.
Even though you tell everybody, right?
In every single post I put it
Mhm.
in every post.
And then you also have links to it because I clicked on your links and
Yeah.
it's right there.
I have links to both, but every single day, many, many times every day.
Yep. Yep. Same. And I do try to reference like it's in the notes. Like sometimes you just have to. You're like, go check there in a polite way. But yeah, no, that is a lot.
Yeah.
That's overwhelming because like you don't want to be not wasting your time doing that all day, but you're taking time out of your day to write that message in there, hoping it'll prevent that same situation from happening, but it doesn't.
No, it does not.
Mine's like, what jigsaw blades do I use? And I tell them all the time. And then, like you said, it takes time because I have to take a picture or have a picture that I have to send them.
Mhm.
And it's just like time out of my day that I'm like, is this person really even going to use this information to do anything? Because if they are, I'm
Yeah, you hope
more
so.
than
Yeah.
happy. But if they're really just like shooting the shit and never going to use this information, then you're wasting my time.
Yeah. Need to get some people to send us some jigsaw blades. That's
that'd be
the thing I burn through so much.
I am curious about that. Do you guys ever try working with brands?
I don't know how to get one. to
Yeah.
work with you.
I do a couple.
Honestly, like, so we could talk about it because I represent a few too. If you want information to do it, really, honestly, message them on Instagram, find somebody that supplies what you need and reach out to them, let them know that you record your process. You're going to tag them in this, they should be throwing free product at you guys, especially because you already tag it. So you're doing all the work. Like just literally and then once you get that email, set up a phone call and talk to them because
Well, I mean, I'm
it's
sponsored
literally
by
that
Alpha,
easy.
by Alpha 6, but other than that, I can't get a jigsaw company because Bosch is who I use. And I don't know if they're even in the United States. If Bosch
Just a
is,
Bosch USA account.
is there a Bosch USA?
Mhm.
I'll have to look. Maybe I'll message them.
Yeah, I use Bosch blades too. All right, man, you will team up for
Yeah, seriously, reach
Yeah.
out to them, you
make a
guys.
Bosch post together.
You should.
Yeah.
And if
Help
not,
us out.
think about things like this, like Tools Today. I don't know if you guys ever see them, but they supply blades, so they sell them. So you can always get them through them too. So there's always resellers too.
Sure.
And we could talk about this offline. We don't have to take up your podcast for this, but
No, it's interesting because like
it's
we're
what I
all-
do for myself. Yeah.
we're all trying to do this. Like I was told my wife, I feel like I do 8 jobs because I have to be my own marketing person. I'm my own packaging person. I have to go ship it. I'm supposed to paint it. I'm supposed to put it together, put lights on it, make it sparkle, and do all this crazy stuff. It's like there's all these jobs I have to do. And then like I don't have time to do anything else like at all. Like I don't have time to take a day off. I told him just to do this podcast, I had to hurry up and finish painting something so I could have time to do it. But it's just like, no, it's good to find tricks and stuff, I think, to help any of this go better for any artist. I mean, we're all struggling with the same shit.
I always kind of like watch the market. So if you see tools that are coming out brand new that a company's doing for the first time or something, reach out to them right away and say, I want to test your product. And they should be like seriously throwing them at you. I get free rotary tools all the time because people want me to record it just to show it working. You know, like that's the only reason I have so many. I can't afford to go buy these. Like, I'm like, thank you. Yes, I'll record this. Yes. Like the reason this wall control is in this podcast is because they supplied that to me for free in exchange for me having it as my background for the podcast, you know?
Yeah.
Just things like that. And now all my paints are up there. Like that's where I store all my Alpha 6 because I know we all use the same paint. Like that's where it is. It's up there.
So you're saying we shouldn't have tigers and skateboards as our backgrounds?
No, you absolutely should. My art's back there too.
I might have more Alpha 6 than anyone on the planet in my shop. So
you probably do.
Can we see?
You want to see it? I can show you.
Yes.
It is all over the place currently. I've got
we're going on a tour.
So here's what I was using yesterday, trying to get out of here. So that's just whatever's on the table.
Yep.
Then I'll turn on the lights so you can get the actual real effect here. But I got this cabinet with all that in it.
That is a stacked shelf. There.
Nice. He's got big jugs.
Got to put some up there. Then
it is scattered about. Oh my gosh.
The black and the white never get put away because I use those straight out of the gallon every single day. And then I've got, you can see in here all the
gallon.
Yeah, that's I get everything by the gallon and then break it down to smaller containers.
I'm not using half that much paint.
Give me 1 sec. Someone's knocking on
no
my
problem. Yeah, I assume I definitely use less because I'm wetting my paint and watering it down so it soaks into the wood.
You're using acrylic too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're both using acrylic. He's using enamel, so
that stuff goes on thick. Different. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. It's like painting with I don't know if you ever made Rice Krispie treats, but those marshmallow, that melted marshmallow. Like, I can't stand painting with enamel. He loves it.
I've never attempted it yet. Yeah.
He knows how to use it.
I don't know how you use acrylic all the time. To me, it's like trying to work with gel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just easy for me. It's easier to use because I just thin it with water and just. I mean, the worst part about it is you have to do multiple layers. Like if you want it to be opaque, red, let's say, you have to do at least 2 or 3 coats. You know, to where enamel, if you lay it on nice and thick, it's just 1 coat. But with enamel, how do you blend anything? Like really blend anything, like from one color to another to another to another.
You basically just got to work it in, like use a little sponge or your finger and just rub it together because it dries so fast you can't. Like brush blending doesn't work great unless it's small. So you just either I got these like real small little like sponge tip like sticks I kind of just rub it in with or just my finger all the time.
I've seen you do like a little like a pixel, like a dot process too, where you fade it out with like little dots. I don't know.
Yeah, see that again is going back to like my screen printing roots and trying to just almost doing a halftone-ish look, but with dots.
That makes sense.
I still think the only video I ever did to show how to like palette and reduce it was the one I sent you when you were trying to use enamel.
God. My daughter finished that project though, and it ended up turning out good. I was using enamel with my daughter because she was doing this outdoor mural thing on wood, and she wanted to make sure it didn't do anything funky. So I'm like, well, enamel's the best. I mean, you put that on there, it's staying for life. And so she's like, okay. But once we got into it, after we were done, it looked good. But she's like, I'm never using enamel again, Dad.
I think you were saying the same thing.
Tough. It's a lot.
I haven't tried it since I was a kid. Like, I've never really tried the good stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you it's a whole different world. Yeah, you're laying on color, you're laying it on thick.
Yeah, if you get it paletted right and get the right consistency, you can pull such long lines and keep it so clean. That's what I like about it.
That's nice. Yeah.
You can pull a super long line and have it be very clean, you know, and not have to keep like stabbing in little pieces of it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my thing is like I'd always thin it out when I did use it, and when I pull a long line, it would like separate. Like I think it was just too thin.
Yeah, probably going too thin. And then you go any thicker than that, then it was drag. It was like, you know, it's like I go in the middle.
Yeah, I need in the
middle. There's no right answer, because you can have it perfect, and then if it's sitting out too long, it starts thickening up. If it's a little too humid, it changes it.
Oh, it's the worst.
I mean, every surface, every temperature. I mean, I do it so many hours every week. I got it. I could tell as soon as I pull it the first time, I could tell if it's right or not. So I get a lot of practice at it.
My buddy pinstripes with the Alpha 6 enamel, and he's always paletting on the little magazine, you know.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah,
but like he keeps the bottle, and he only has a little teeny tiny cup of it that he's messing with, because he's like you said, he's like, it sets up so fast depending on the humidity and stuff that you can't pour a lot of it in there, because you don't want it to just like curdle up on the top and stuff.
Yeah, I use 1 ounce cups, and I rarely fill it more than a fourth or a half full. I mean, sometimes I just squirt a little drop right on my palette, and that's it. You know, I just use old magazine and just rip through it.
Yeah, it does spread. I like how the spread of enamel though, like the coverage of it is really.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's
a
whole different world.
Pretty much everything except for red and yellow, I can get down. Occasionally, I have to second hit white. If I'm doing yellow over black, I have to second hit pretty much every time. Sometimes red, but any other color. I mean, I could even do neon green straight over black, one hit.
That's awesome.
We were talking before this, and I had a question. We were looking at your videos, and I was telling her you were putting like metal flake or like glitter on it looked like after you laid down the color, then you just went in with colored glitter
on the glass ones I just was posting. Yeah, that's so like, I started laying
that, or are you just sticking that to the paint?
No, I'm just using size like clear, but I've instead of just laying down glitter, we've been trying to do like I've been doing gradients with glitter and like
I saw that
blending together. Like, of course, I couldn't just sprinkle it on. I had to make it really hard, and like
you're driving me fucking crazy. I watched one of your videos over and over again. I'm like, how is he shadowing that with the glitter and stuff?
Yeah, it's like I'm spending more time putting glitter down than I am painting on it. I'll be back.
And I don't even know why I need to know this information, because I probably never will put glitter on stuff, but like
you just can't wrap your head around why the glitter's staying. Like,
well, like I'm like, he has to be using size, but it looks so clear that like some size has like a cloudiness to it, but the size you have, it's so clear you can't even tell.
It's Alpha 6 oil-based size.
Yeah.
I probably got asked that question about 150 times this week. Between Instagram and TikTok, from all of the posts that I made, like hyping up this glass sale for today. And I was like, the first day I was like, all right, I'm not answering this one because I'm getting asked a million times. So it's the first time I've answered it all week. It's right here. Yeah.
So I was talking to her. Do you get the same thing? Like when you post something, like say I made a picture of a frog, all of a sudden everybody wants you to make frogs. Like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like if you post a picture of a panther, then everybody's like, I need a painting of a panther, man. I need this bad.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
I think people see it and are like, oh, I need one of those. And then they want it with their thing on it, you know. So it's usually whatever hits, I know I'll get like a little string of something similar, but especially when but then sometimes there's something I just absolutely love. And I'm like, oh, people are going to freak out and no one cares. Yeah. No one cares. No one likes
we understand that.
No
We understand that.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, it's like the best thing I've done in forever. And no one asked for another one.
No one likes it.
I'm like, oh man, this is so fun. I'll do this one forever. And nope, no one wants them.
I have some on my wall that I was like, this is going to sell in 5 minutes. It's going to be so great. It's still on my wall. But no, I totally get that. Yeah, these Ninja Turtles, we were talking about these earlier. I was just carving these for my house. And like now people are telling me that I got to do Futurama or do Marvel characters next. I'm like, no, I'm not just like making tiki. I mean, I will if they're paying, but I'm not just making tikis all day. Like, this is a fun project.
Are the tikis hiding behind you another version of those, or are those different?
Those are their friends. It's Shredder and Splinter over there.
That's awesome.
The turtles are over there. Yeah. I still have to make April O'Neil and the rest of the pals,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. They're fun, but I was like, I again, you can only use your hands for one thing at a time, and there's so many things that we all have to do. It's like, can I spend another month just carving Ninja Turtles? I got other things I have to get carved, or it's like,
yeah.
That's the hard part.
You're making stuff for your house. I don't even have a single piece of my own stuff at my house.
We don't. Like, that's that's the thing. And it was like, let's do this. Let's have fun. I had the wood and I wanted to play. Like it's curved wood. So that's what made me want to make tikis. And I had these 10 boards. It's just got like a slight curve to it. So I was like, oh, let's just make tikis. It'll be fun. But yeah,
it'll be fun. It won't be complicated.
Well, I'm getting paid to make them. So that's the fun part about working with brands is the power carving company is paying me to make those. So each video I make for them, I'm getting paid for. So I found a way to make something for myself and get paid to do it.
That's cool.
I'm a businesswoman first.
Yeah, I got a couple of my own paintings, but not many, because usually when I try to make something for myself, somebody buys it from me. And I always say, I'm not going to sell this. I'm not going to sell this as I'm making it. And as soon as I post it, somebody offers something to me. I'm like, I'll turn it down. And then somebody offers something else. And I'm like, finally, you just like, you give because I want money more than I need a painting.
Yeah, I don't have any wall space anyway. So
that's a good thing though, because then you don't have this problem anymore.
Like, I posted like 30 some for sale today, and there was I did the Homer hand holding the donut. I wanted that one so bad. I was like, I'm just gonna list this for like $2,000, and then if someone buys it, I'll be willing. But I ended up just selling it for normal price. But I really wanted to sell it for the like I really don't want to sell it priced.
I've had that happen to me. I did a Bart Simpson collab with this tattoo artist Amy. And she just killed this design of Bart Simpson like skateboarding on Bender from Futurama. And then she sent it to me to do my thing. And then I added all these like old school skateboard stickers and stuff. And then I made it into a actual 3D woodcut painting. And then we sold it, and like I gave her some of the money and stuff like that. But it turned out so good. I did not want to sell it at all. I wanted to keep it.
Some of them hurt to let go of.
Bad. Yeah. I wanted to keep it.
I think there's always that I can make myself another one too if I really wanted to, but you never will. But you know, that's always in my mind. Like, just sell it.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
I don't have time to sleep, much less make something for myself.
Yeah.
So how are you fitting in your orders? Because you're making stuff that you're launching and you're doing that, and then are you also doing customs at the same time?
Yeah, I'm pretty much booked until the end of the year right now. So beautiful. I worked on all those ones I released today. I've worked on those over the last like month or so. So I have a friend of mine owns a tattoo shop. I mean, he like tattoos all day, then like watercolor paints all night, and then he comes in here one day a week, is like learning enamels. So me and him sit down and paint glass together one day a week.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I've been doing that for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks or something, one day a week, just knocking a bunch of these out. And then the last couple of days, I just had to wrap everything up to get it ready for today. On top of, I'm painting a entire food truck right now, but I got rained out on it unexpectedly the other day. So I was able to jump back and finish these, and had to go paint some windows and then wrapping up all my signs. I think I've got 30 jobs that are like started and in progress. And I'm trying to have finished by the end of next week. So it's like,
no, wait a minute. The last time I podcasted with you, you were talking about slowing down, and I was
I did that for a little bit, but then like, you know, it comes back to that whole money thing again. And
he was telling me I'm going to slow things down, I want to knock my list down. And then
I kept it around like 30 to 40 jobs on a floor at any time for a while, but I think it's at about 75 right now.
Nice.
It's basically at the point now where it's like, man, like I got to decide if I even want to do more before Christmas or not, or just.
How do you deal with that? Do you give them just like a long wait time? Do you not give them an expected wait time? How do you handle
I give
those?
everyone. Yeah, I'm usually like 2 to 4 months.
2 to 4 months.
So if it's usually pretty simple, like just some simple lettering, or they supply the logo, I usually knock it out faster. If I have to, my biggest bottleneck is having to find time to sit down and draw. I'm always like, well, I'll wrap up everything that's in here, and then I'm gonna go take a couple days and draw everything. And then there's always something to do. So it's so hard to get to that. There's always like this thing, like, and I carry them in my bag with me, thinking I'll just stay home and just draw at home tomorrow. I carry them around with me every day, and it's like this weight I got, like, I got to finish all these designs, you know.
My biggest bottleneck, I think, is the design process, because I do a lot of custom stuff where, like you said, people come to me and want a specific thing that, you know, doesn't exist. There is nothing even reference. I'm referencing I like this one painting I'm doing right now. I have 30 or 40 different reference pictures I'm working off of, because I'm doing this whole scene. Like I'm doing a whole scene from like a movie, and there's specific characters with doing specific things that he wants in this. And it's like, it's crazy. Like just to design it, to wrap my head around just the design part of it is crazy already. So that's what slows everything down to me.
And then you got to make sure you're charging appropriately for all that design time too, which is always hard.
Never am.
Yeah. Got to.
I don't know how to charge more. I need to charge more.
You got to start clocking yourself. Honestly, like those habits are so hard though, because like we're always jumping from one thing to the next thing, right? We don't actually stay like, okay, let me log in I don't know if you do, but I know myself, as I'm not like sitting here going, okay, and I should, because a lot of my friends do this. Starting this project, okay, log the time they start, and then they log when they get off. So they're tracking hours. I'm like, I really got to start getting that habit.
I don't do that with design work, but the actual painting, I do. I film everything in real time. So when I finish it, I get to see how long everything took. So sometimes I'm like, oh man, I kind of ate it on that one, or other ones like, man, I did great on that one. But it's, you know, some of them you feel really good when you finish. Other ones you're like, man, that took 3 times longer than I guessed it would have.
Right. And that's the hard part too, is you don't know how long it's going to take sometimes. And you give a price up front.
So what do you use to film? Because I've been wanting to film and get better films of my art in the process. Like, are you using a GoPro? I'm like, what are you using to film your?
I have a GoPro. Right. I don't use it very often. I'm right now I'm filming from 3 angles. So I'm using 2 iPhones and I'm using a Sony. It's like a Sony, like, you know, camera.
And what kind of editing software are you using to do it, to edit it all together?
I was doing everything in iMovie, but now I got a friend of mine's been helping me out with it. He's been using Premiere.
Nice.
Okay, Premiere.
So now I just load them all. I just have a couple hard drives. He comes in and grabs one, drops the other one off, and I just load for a few days, and he comes and gets it. So that's been helping a ton.
That's awesome.
Having someone help out, because I mean, just editing those videos, that was eating up almost a whole day's worth of time every week.
Yep.
I'm finding it really challenging to edit
time myself.
Yeah. It's a hard balance, because it's like, for me, when I edit my stuff is before I go to bed and like when I get up in the morning. And it's such a bad, I mean, we all do it though. It's such a bad habit. First thing I'm doing is like, okay, boom, just all grabbing all the footage from yesterday. And I'm trying to like make short films out of it and go, because you constantly have to be moving.
Well, and I'm having the problem where my phone is so full of videos and stuff that it's getting to the point where I can't even use it. I need to either get a GoPro or some other kind of camera to do all the filming and video.
My problem with my phone is my iCloud is full.
Yeah.
So I have to constantly delete stuff. I have the biggest one you can get. And
okay.
So it's like, I think I have something like 120,000 photos and like 10,000 videos.
I wouldn't even know how to get to the cloud to delete anything. I've never been to the cloud.
It's actually easy. It is actually easy once you like dedicate some time to going to do it. Because I've had to do it before. Like, oh no, I need this. I don't have it. You know, like, so you can do it, but
yeah, I have about 3 or 4 days a week. I wake up to you're out of cloud space, and before I even stand up, I have to go and I go like 3 weeks back and delete all the videos that I know I pulled on to a hard drive already. So it's like
a look outside and be like, there's plenty of room out there.
That's tough though. So you must just have like a bunch of extra hard drives then just piled up with your stuff, I assume.
Yeah, there's a few. I got a handful, like 5 terabyte ones, just full of videos. It's just, but like, once they're on there and the video is made, I'm never gonna see them again. You know, it's not like I have time to go back and re-edit. I would love to go back and re-edit some ones from a few years ago, but I probably was filming those as like time lapses. Then there's nothing to edit anyway.
I've made so many paintings in the last year that I couldn't even, I think I've forgotten some of them. Like, I really think I've forgotten, like if somebody would show me, I'd be like, I think that's my painting. I think I did that. But I honestly am doing so many that I don't even remember them. And I'll be scrolling through my own Instagram to delete stuff. And then I'll be like, did I paint that? Like, when did I do that? Like, what? It's like, what is that? And then I'm like, I don't know if you've ever done it, but I just go through, especially the little ones, when I get a couple little paintings, which hardly ever happens anymore, but I knock them out so fast that I don't even remember them.
Yeah.
You ever had that happen where you're just like knocking all these little, like you do all those little sword paintings and stuff on glass. Like, it looks like you do like 100 of those things.
Yeah, I think I did 8 of them for this release, you know, and it's just like, or like those little Instagram signs, you know, I knock out on some weeks 10, 15 of those a week. So it's just like, I would never know which ones I did. I mean, I could tell by the shape it's mine.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like, yeah, no, I'd
like,
have.
I think I did that.
On a few hundred of those by now. It's just like, I don't know what, you know, it's
exactly.
My phone sometimes will do that thing, you know, like 1 year ago today. First of all, I don't like when it shows me work. Like, it's like, don't put work in my face for this reminder video. But then it's like, I'm like, man, that was a year ago. You know, it feels like 10 years ago, easy.
Sometimes it'll pop up a cool painting that I forgot I even did. Like I said, I'll just, whoa, that's what happens to me. My Facebook popped up like 5 years ago today, you posted this, and it was this painting that I did that I really liked. And I'm like, I don't even know if I have a picture of that. So I screenshot on my phone a picture of it because I'm like, now I do.
I always want to go back to that video or something like that and play with it. I'm like, well, where did I even take that? Or what phone? Or where is it? Like you said, like, you're never going to open those drives, even though you have them. It's like, where do I have that hidden somewhere?
I got a little BlackBerry that has so much of my art on it, and I can't get the art off because it's a BlackBerry, and like, I literally can't get back on it. And like, I lost it and had to switch phones a long time ago. But all I ever do sometimes is lay asleep before I sleep at night is think about all the pictures I lost on that phone that are just still on there. I still have it just sitting in front of me.
You need to find like a 2008 iMac or something and probably work with that.
So much of my work is just hidden in there.
I'm curious though, for the screen printing, what's your whole history with that? That's something you were in for a while.
Yeah, I started screen printing when I was 15.
Oh, wow.
I did it ran a shop I worked at a bunch of shops, then I ran a shop for like 20 years. Then it burned down. So it kind of
ended that.
Kind of stopped me with that. I'm still doing it, but I'm pretty hands off with it anymore. Like, we kind of merged in with another place that kind of helped us out right after the fire. And then some of the people that work for me went over there. So still handle stuff and do it the way that we always did. But yeah, so I got like 30 years of screen printing experience.
That's awesome. What were you printing? Everything? Just like Like
shirts. I did flat stock for a few years. I did shirts originally, then I did flat stock, and I was like, I'm never going back to shirts. Then I ended up going back to shirts and doing that for another like 20 some years. But yeah, it was shirts, mostly bands and breweries.
Okay. Yeah, I was telling him when I was like going through your page and stuff, I noticed that you definitely seem to be like heavily influenced by music or really passionate about it. And it kind of like just shows through you. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what I always use, music I like in my posts instead of trying to find the whatever the
song.
Yeah, the songs that are supposed to make your post go crazy or something. But like I want to be able to handle making it, like watching it to even get it together, so I want to hear. Like,
yeah,
I don't post any music because I get flagged every time I post with any. I get flagged. I got kicked off of Instagram for a week because I posted with a song. I'm like, you provide the songs, you let me pick the song on your thing, like don't let me pick it. But I stopped using it. Now I just do stupid voiceovers on everything, which is dumb and I hate it. But what am I supposed to do? Every time
I like
try
your
to
voiceovers,
post,
by the way.
but every time I try to post with music, I get flagged. That
sucks.
And like I got flagged today for a hate speech. You know what my hate speech was? On this post, it's like, what's your song of the day? Like, what song are you listening to? I put Teen Angst by the band Cracker. Since I put Cracker, I am a freaking hates. And then they tried to flag me. And I'm like, are they not going to let me post today now? I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, you want to see hate speech? I'm going to show you some fucking hate. I'm so fed up with all. I don't even know what the rules are anymore. It's
no
like
one does. No one, like no one knows the rules.
Like, I don't understand how you guys even get away with posting with music, because I literally can't. Like I said,
whatever they provide. Yeah.
I have a friend whose account does the same thing as yours, Adam. It just
time I get
it stops. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
They take my post down and everything.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, I've had it a couple times when it's like just filming something and it was on in the background. I've had a couple of those, but I always try to be careful to make sure I get rid of that. But a couple times I've missed it and I've gotten flagged for that. But anytime I pick their music, it's fine.
What brought the transition from the screen printing to the painting? Like, how did that happen? I'm curious.
I did sign painting like when I was young. I kind of always painted when I was younger, but then some of the screen printing shops I worked at still had like the guys sign painting back in like the early mid 90s. So as sign painting was basically dying off, there were still some of the guys doing it, and I'd help them out because I'd kind of had a painting background as a kid, so I helped them out with it from time to time. And then I did some murals and stuff like that. I kind of always did more mural work than sign painting work. And then I don't know, before my shop burned down, I was doing some mural work, and then I was like, I really want to get back into doing some sign painting, but I just couldn't find the times. The shop was so busy all the time. So I was doing a couple things here or there for some people, but then after the fire, it was so crazy busy trying to just get everything, sorted out and figured out. But then eventually I found some time to do a few, and then I did a couple, and kind of no one really cared. I was like, I'll post these, maybe I can do something with it. And then all of a sudden I had one just like take off, and then it's just never stopped ever since then. I mean, it's been years now, but it seems like I haven't had a good night's sleep since, where it just kind of took off. I mean, I don't have time to do anything else, even if I wanted to right now.
Yeah. I mean, you have a family too, don't you? I assume.
Yeah. Which I never see,
Yeah.
I mean, but they come here and help, I see then. My wife comes and she packs a lot of the signs, and I got another friend who packs. There's two of them that pack the signs, so at least I don't have to ship anything. But I mean, it usually will take two of them 2 or 3 days to pack up what it takes me a week to paint.
Got you. Wow.
Like everything's all custom boxes, custom shape, and on a good week I'm doing 25 to 30 signs a week, so it's a lot to pack.
Yeah. Oh, that is.
I can't even imagine painting that much stuff. My stuff's getting more complicated because of me. I'm like adding lights and layers and making 3D stuff, and and it just keeps getting more complicated and adding resins, and I don't know. It's getting bad. Like I need to stop myself and just go back to like the
It's because
basics.
you want to create something new. But you gotta. He has a beautiful space here. Like I appreciate you showing us your space. Like how long have you had that?
I've been in this spot a little over a year. So the
Okay.
spot I was in before was about a fourth of this, and that
Oh
was a
wow.
struggle. So now it speeds me up quite a bit by having enough room to, I could be prepping stuff. So I'm usually half of the room is prepping next week's work while I'm working on this week's work. So it's always kind of like a work in progress. Everything kind of moves down the line. So I have like a pretty good system where I keep things like flowing, like getting cut. These ones are, you know, the first coat, second coat, and then get the patterns ready. So everything kind of lines up. So as long as I stay ahead on that stuff, I never hit like a downtime. That's like the only way I can crank that much. Cause then I'll line up a bunch like, okay, these all get the same color. So I'll do a whole bunch of things with the same color together. I'll try to like group things together where I can, whatever would be the most efficient and knock things out.
Yeah, we were just talking about having like the lack of space at home to do those kind of things. Like the dream is to have what you have right there, like a dedicated space for your craft. Like it does, like you said, it takes you away from your family because it's not at home,
Yeah.
but it allows you to.
Yeah. I mean,
work.
my shop's almost 20-minute drive from my house. So it's, you know, I mean,
Yeah, that's substantial when it's something you're there all the time.
yeah. And I mean, you're here for 16 hours. It's like, man, I might as well just sleep on the couch here instead of
Yeah.
even driving home, you
Yeah.
know. But,
Well, that's why I don't have a dedicated space. Like, because I was fighting with that. I got a wife and 4 kids. I don't know how I would do that. So I ended up just making it my house. But they, like I was telling her, now they're tripping over art and stuff, but they've just learned to live with art's around the house all over the place. And this is how it is. But at least I get to spend time with them, because at night when I'm sitting here painting, the TV's right here in this room I'm in now, and I'll paint and watch TV with them and hang out with them and talk about what their day was like. And it's the only time I get to talk to them, because other than that, they're teenagers. They're all over the place.
That's, I guess, your benefit of using acrylic over enamel. You're not going to want to be painting enamel inside the house.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the smell.
Couple hours of that, you turn around, everyone will be on the floor.
Yeah. You know, I clear coated something in the house only because it was pouring down rain. I could not take it outside. It had to be clear coated that night because I had to ship it the next day for a show coming up. And I'm like, I'm just going to clear coat it on this table right here. And I cracked the window. I went in the kitchen and turned on the vent on full blast over the stove. And I just like, and it's still, man, it reeked up the house.
I've done it in the basement thinking it'd be fine. And no, then all upstairs, it's just like disgusting. And I didn't even do aerosol. I painted it on, you know, I'm like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. No.
Did you do it real slow so that it wouldn't smell?
I was telling it to be quiet, you know. Don't wake anyone.
It'll be fine.
No, but like for me, I have this
Mom,
room.
I feel funny.
Yeah, right. Boom. I have this room here, and then I have my garage, and like that's also like my workshop, my wood shop. So the whole battle of the dust, and then you're finishing out there. That's a problem too. So it's smart. Have you always had a dedicated space?
Yeah, basically, because before this, I would just do it in my screen printing shop. Then after that, I moved to like a really small shop, then a bigger one. Basically, I had like a little room. That didn't last more than 10 minutes. Then I had to go to a slightly bigger one. Then I was able to get this spot, and it's great. And it's like a retail spot. So it's a full wall of windows. My last one had no windows at all. You know, so it's like you walk outside and it's like, oh, it's pouring rain, or it's dark already, or it's, oh, we got a foot of snow.
Right. It's surprise.
Don't even know what's going on. So now I got like, even though when I'm filming, I have to like close curtains over half the windows. Otherwise, that enamel's so glossy, it glares so much. So I had to close it out, but I could still see out the other side. But it's nice, like knowing there's an outside.
I saw not too long ago, you finished your painting of the windows. You put you hand painted a bunch of stuff on your outside
on my windows.
Yeah.
Well, I almost finished them. I got them like 90% done, and then
It looks
like
cool.
4 months ago and never got back to. I just need to finish and seal the gold leaf. I guess all I really got, but I'll eventually do it. Maybe in January I'll have.
Yeah, it's hard doing stuff for yourself.
I couldn't believe I even did. I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm just doing it right now. And I stopped, and I think I just took a couple very, very long days and just knocked it out.
Well, see, I got a 2-car, probably 2.5-car garage. That's where I cut all my wood, and it's my wood shop. But I'm wanting to make it a space more like what you got there, where I got tables. There's nothing else in there. It's all, free floor space. If I clean it out and make it a dedicated, just shop for art where I could paint in there, cut in there. But
yeah, I have a small room for cutting in now. I had a second area, but I lost that. So now the room's just so small. I don't like dealing with it. So I just cut outside. I mean, unless it's snowing, even if it's 105 degrees, I cut outside.
Just cut outside.
I get out there super early or do it super late, but I just cut outside. And then
I've been doing that lately. Yeah. Winter's a little rough around here.
Yeah, winters. Yeah, I mean, winters are really bad for me. So we're not that far apart from each other, but
yeah.
Yeah, where are you guys located?
I'm in Springfield in Illinois.
Illinois, okay.
Yeah, I'm in northern Indiana, so I'm just outside of Chicago, but I'm right on the southern tip of Lake Michigan. So we get all that weather blows down from Canada and just blasts us all winter long.
Gotcha.
It's no fun.
I say I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So it's funny. Yeah.
Do you get a bunch of snow there ever?
Oh yeah. No, we get everything.
Okay.
We get the nasty, humid, hot weather, everything. A little mix
you
of
get
everything.
all the fun stuff.
We're just blessed. But I just think it's so cool. How long have you been doing the merch? Because I'm assuming that just kind of happened all the way through since it was your background, because you have the most stellar merch. Like, I love how it's always changing. You're always branding yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've always done for other people. So I mean, as soon as I decided to just call this, like, basically I just used my nickname for the name. I was going to do some walls somewhere, and I was like, I'm just going to make some shirts. So I just went the day before I was going to do some huge mural. I just went and printed some shirts for myself. I laid out, designed it, and printed it the same day.
That's always fun.
And then, so I kind of had merch basically as soon as I decided to throw a name on what I was doing with this. And then just ever since, I mean, anytime I think of a new idea, I just do merch. I mean, it's kind of what I've always done. So it
so it just kind of bleeds right in.
Yeah. And it's like, I like it when I run over and print it myself, which doesn't happen very often anymore, but it's kind of a nice, it's
an awesome touch.
Do it myself, or maybe I'll go over and print the first 10 and then like, all right, you guys wrap this up. I'm over this now.
I got it out of me.
You always get me with your hot pink long sleeve shirts. I'm like, damn you, I want that every time.
The first time I did one of those, I did a run of shirts and I made one on pink for me. And I posted a picture of me holding some sign or something on that pink one. And I got so many messages like, hey, how do I get one of those pink ones? So I put it up for pre-order and sold an insane amount of them in like a couple days. And then, because before I was just like, well, no one's going to buy anything besides black, so I was always just making black. And then now I'm even trying to do some other colors. They do okay, but black and pink, by far go the best.
I think a nice like teal color would do well, like a really bright teal for you, because you have
retro mint too.
Yeah,
I use so much teal that I was going to do some of that for like in the spring to make some spring stuff, but by the time I was like, oh, I should make some spring shirts, and I was like, oh, it's 110 outside now, so probably don't need any long sleeves for a while.
Yeah, sadly, it's like right now is probably the time to start getting ready for your spring clothing line. It's like, you really got to get on the jump on those things. I love the hats too. The hats look really nice as well.
Yeah, I haven't made those in a while. I keep meaning to do that, but it's with the, everything's been so crazy trying to get stuff. Hats have just been terrible.
Yeah.
So
Right,
like
they've been back ordered.
last summer hats were sold out everywhere, all the ones I
Mhm.
wanted. You can get any beanies you wanted. And then as soon as it got cold, beanies were gone and you get all the hats you want.
Mhm.
So it's like, and it's probably gonna be the same thing now. I probably should have ordered like a couple hundred beanies last month to have ready
Yeah.
for, October or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe I can get my like summer hats. I'll order them in December for next year or
Yeah.
something. The last 2 years, it's just been, I mean, like I said, I've been screen printing 30 years and I have never had the problems of trying to get stock in like I've
I've
seen.
had issues just trying to get paint, not the alpha paint, but my primers and stuff, any of my aerosol paint.
Mhm.
I went to Lowe's and I went every store all around us where that holds spray paint, and no one had black paint. I was just trying to find black paint to do a project, and I'm like, I needed matte black or satin black, and no one had it. And I'm like, why does no one have black paint right now? What's going on in the world?
For me, it was Marsh ink. I don't know if you guys have ever used it before, but I have like aerosol cans of Marsh ink. And like one of my friends, I got him using it too. I fill in all the black lines like when I make a CNC carving, and that's what I use to fill in the lines.
Mhm.
The company couldn't get the cans, so they couldn't make cans. And I actually had to change a process to where I airbrush it now because they didn't have the supply to make them. They have them now, but now I've got a big bottle of ink I got to use. So
Yeah.
I'm like, this is my process now. This is my process.
Yeah, there's been for me sometimes like when I'm coating, I use a lot of foam brushes and I couldn't get
Mhm.
those for a while. Wood putty, like I seal all my edges of all
Mhm.
my wood, and I couldn't get wood putty for the longest time. Sandpaper for a while I couldn't get. I mean, it's just the
couldn't-
weirdest things.
I couldn't get my MDF wood sheets of wood for like 2 weeks. I was freaking out because I'm like, how am I going to make art now? Like, I can't switch wood that has grain in it and stuff.
Right. It changes your whole look.
So I'm like, I was freaking out, and then finally the shipment came in, and I was like, oh well, thank God. And then now it's twice as much though. Like I was paying $25 to $26 a sheet, and the other day I bought a sheet is for $49, and I'm like, Jesus.
My sheets are up to 138, so
That's bad.
yeah.
How many
it
pieces
were-
you get out of a sheet?
It depends. I mean, some jobs take 2 sheets for one job. Other jobs I'll get the average thing I do. I usually get about 8 out of a
That's
sheet,
cool.
but some of them are half a sheet for one thing. Sometimes, I got one job I'm working on right now that was 3 sheets for one job. So it's like, yeah. And I had the same thing. I was missing. It wasn't that they were out of stock. There was some problem with the delivery company. And
Oh, yeah.
so it was like a week where I didn't have it. And I was like in full panic at the end. I was just like, man, I got like a couple $1,000 I paid you for this wood. I need it now. It's, yeah. I mean, like I said, I got like a flow, and if one thing gets screwed up,
Oh yeah.
like whatever I was missing wouldn't affect me for that week, or probably not even the next week, but like 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line, I would feel it.
Exactly.
There's a lot of anxiety when you're running a business though, too. Like this is trying to keep up with the orders, trying to manage your time right, getting your supplies in. Like it's a tough life, but it seems like, we all don't mind living that crazy life and putting in the hours because of the passion of what we're making, like it's cool stuff.
I know I've told Adam this before when he is stressed out, but there's no such thing as a sign or a painting emergency.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's not going to make or break someone's like, this isn't a live or die what we're doing.
It's true. Yeah.
Hey, if it's an extra week, like I'm going to make it as nice as I can for you, as fast as I can, but it's not an emergency.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't get enough sleep already from the hours I work. I don't need to be laying awake like, oh, I gotta get this done or this done. I got like a flow and I knock them out, and I feel like I knock stuff out pretty quick, but
yeah, it seems like you are. You're getting them in and out pretty fast if you're doing 25 a week.
Yeah, but it's still, but I bring in 25 or 30 a week. So it's constant,
Yeah.
It never ends. So I mean, this, for tomorrow, my friend that comes to pack or whatever. And I was like, well, just so you know, you got about 40 glass paintings to pack tomorrow. And those are so stressful to pack. You know, we pack those like triple layers of foam and special, like heavier duty boxes. Like they're so nerve wracking to pack those things and ship them, you know, spend hours painting something on glass. And then, you know, it's have UPS drop it off a truck or something.
Yeah.
I had to ship something international the first time in my life when I was like really early on into doing art and stuff. And I ended up making this crate for this painting because I made this woodcut painting. And I'm like, I'm afraid to just ship it in a box overseas. Like it's going to get broke. So I made this special crate, screwed the painting to the crate, and did all this intricate stuff. Probably overkilled it, but it got there safe and sound. But in the end, nowadays, I just throw it in there and let it ride, and I've never had an issue. So like, I think I overkilled it when I first started, but I totally get it. Like when you're shipping stuff, you're like, is this gonna make it? I don't know. Like it depends on what they do to it with a forklift or whatever they do.
Have you ever gotten them sent back to you though? Like I've had the horror of like a package got sent back. So I got to see it go through the mail twice. And I'm just like, the art was totally fine in it, but like how badly those boxes get beat up on that transition, it does scare you.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of terrifying, especially the really big stuff with really sharp, weird edge, especially if it is no big flat area for it to rest on. This huge sharp. I mean, we try to like crate it in and like frame it out as best we can, you know, but there's a lot to get those things to kind of float in the middle of a box.
It's scary to ship stuff places sometimes.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, 99.9% of what I do ships. So it's like
I was gonna ask that, yeah.
Yeah,
so all
I mean,
those big barber signs, all of that's getting shipped out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe once a month someone will come pick something up. That's about it. It's rare. Yeah, it's
same.
Yeah, almost everything ships. So it's custom box ship.
I'm glad
almost
you have
all
help.
my stuff goes to New York and California. Where does your stuff usually? Where would you say your two hot spots that you ship to the most?
Southern California is definitely my biggest by far. After that, New York was really big for me, but after COVID, I don't think it still hasn't come back. Yeah. I mean, it still goes there. It seems like a lot to Texas, a lot to Florida.
I'll say Texas is my big one. It's usually Texas.
Yeah, mine was New York, but now it's like you said, there's Texas and Florida's a new one that all of a sudden I'm getting lots of orders from Florida.
Yeah,
but I think a lot of people are moving that way.
Do quite a bit to the UK too.
Yeah.
We ship pretty often to there every week at least.
I ship to Germany a lot and sometimes England, but mostly Germany for some reason. Germans like my stuff.
And New Zealand's a big one for me too, especially merch. I do a lot of merch in New Zealand.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's like, but even like signs shipping them, I was like, man, this could not possibly go any farther away.
Right.
And this one's going, you know, talk about being nervous about it being destroyed in transit.
And the price, when you tell them the price of it, most of the time they understand because they're used to it. But I'm afraid to tell them. I'm like, you don't want to know the price. And I'm like, oh, that's what I thought it was going to be. I'm like, oh my God, that's what you pay for shipping on everything.
Yeah. And some of that, especially like Australia and New Zealand during like the middle of COVID, when they were like, weren't bringing in shipments, only air stuff. And it was like, I think for a while, it was like $85 for one shirt to go to Australia.
Oh my God.
It stayed that way for months. I was just like, well, it's not shipping here until this goes away. It's going to be a couple of weeks, and it was a long time. Yeah, I mean, how do they buy anything?
Right.
I don't know.
I'll be like, oh, this is cool. I want to buy this. Oh, cool. It's only $100 to get it shipped. You know, it's like,
that's probably a very big local community just because of that. You know, like it's when your community has to get together. Yeah. You hope for a lot of cool shops there, you know, like
be like, we're gonna figure this one out on our own.
Yeah. When you guys say New Zealand, all I could think of are there's this couple called Beardy Curls. I don't know if you follow them at all, but they make the coolest lasered keys. Like they're like when you turn 21, you buy a custom key for your family. I don't know, it's one of their traditions, but they're amazing. And I just think of them, they're just such a powerhouse couple. You guys got to check them out. They're pretty cool. But it sounds like we all kind of have like that graphic background, so it does make sense why we like those black lines outlining everything and keeping it clean. Even though I do more of like a messy transparent paints, I still like to outline everything with black.
Yeah, I put a heavy black outline on almost everything I do.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel complete.
I was gonna say that it's not done until the black line is on, right?
Yeah, and it's like even just seeing that go on, I'm like, all right, this is coming together, and sometimes I'm like in the middle of it and I'm like, man, this one's a little soft or not enough contrast in this one. I pop that black on and I'm like, all right,
like, oh. It's satisfying. It's that instant gratification at the end. There's like, it all comes together because the paranoia
mixed with the bright colors. When you put that fat black line over a bright pink or orange or a lime green, it just really is like bam, is in your face.
Yeah, that's even a lot of my videos. I just do the black outline.
Yeah,
I skip over all the colors and only show the black because that's like when it really comes to life, especially if it was like a 8-hour painting or something. It's not, if I time lapse that down to like, well, I can't even get people to watch like 25 seconds seem too long anymore. It seems like you got to make 15
people don't
seconds.
want painting videos anymore, I feel like. I'm like, I don't know what to do because that's like my bread and butter,
Oh, I guess I've just found make them shorter. 15 seconds work great, 20 seconds. But yeah, I always kept them at 30 seconds. But yeah, to go from 8 hours to try to show all that in 15 seconds is pretty tough. So a lot of times I'll just show the black.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I make the wood cutting videos where I just speed up me jigsawing the piece. And the actual time, it's probably about an hour, 40 minutes to an hour. And then I crunch it down to 15 seconds sped up. So it's just like, people love it. And I keep the sound in. It's like, those are my biggest, they don't want to see my art. They don't want to, everyone wants to see those videos. That's all they watch.
People want to see me sand off the black ink after I spray down my carving. They just want to see the carving appear, and then that's all they care about. They don't want to see it painted.
So it's like, just give them that.
That's what you want? Sanding the wood? It is a game, though, sadly, that we have to play as part of our art. Is you have to market it to get it out there. I like doing it. I like making the videos and stuff, but it's finding the time.
Entertained? Yes. Is this not what you came for? I feel like that sometimes, though, as a creator. Like, what are you here for? Because it seemed like sometimes I post stuff and like he says, like, it's one of my favorite things. I think everybody's gonna love it, and then it just falls on its face. And then I'll post some stupid thing where I'm just like voicing over me cutting wood, which I think is boring, and then everyone loves it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I used to know what was good, and now I don't.
If one works, just do more of that until it stops working. That's basically what I do. Just go with it until it dies, and then hop on whatever happens next.
That's been my new
so often.
Yeah, my new motto has been like, just lean into it. Whatever's working, just lean into it. Like, it's all you can do until it stops working.
Here's my question. Do we even really need to make the art anymore? Can we just make the videos of us doing like just a video of cut into, I'm doing a really close shot of me painting a black line, and then a really close shot of me filling in some color. And you never show them the actual finished product. You just show
test it out. You gotta test this theory.
Give it a try. Yeah, it might be your hit.
I want to see.
You don't even need to make wood, and when you get done, it's just a shit piece of wood with all this color all over it.
Have you guys ever seen Not Another Teen Movie? I don't know if you've seen it before, but there's a scene where she's painting in the basement, and it literally is just like you're getting the shot of the back of the easel with the painting, so you can't see what her art looks like, and she's just getting filthy. She's getting all into it, and then it pans out, and it's like a so smiley face, and like, and that's all it is. It's like, but like, that kind of video I think would be hilarious. I'm gonna have to send you a snippet of it. But I know I don't want to steal all your guys' time. I know you probably have more painting to do after this. But I just want to say thank you for coming out and chatting. Like, your stuff seriously inspires me to keep going and having fun, because I just see all the cool stuff both of you are creating all the time. So I just wanted to have you on here really to get to know you more and tell you that how much I admire your work.
Yeah, we just try to keep pumping stuff out. I figure more stuff put out there, more people will see it, and then the more we get to make.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I don't keep posting and keep selling stuff, even though I'm overwhelmed most of the time, it's better than the alternative when
right.
Go get a real job or something. I don't want to do that. So
don't do it.
At this point, like, could we even survive in a real job? I don't think I could anymore. Like, it's been
it's been 25 years for me.
It's only been about 10 or 11 for me, but it's been too long enough to I know I can't go back.
I'm on my 3rd month being full time, and I don't want to go back. I like this. I like what I've set up for myself. So yeah, I'm hoping I don't have to.
Yeah, it's supposed to be doing it on your own, so you get all kinds of free time. You get to do stuff whenever you want. Like,
now you work 24/7 instead of 9 to 5.
Oh, come on! I take about 6 hours off a day. I only work like 20
You told me today you couldn't even take a nap.
That was this week. This week was a bad one. It was. I was trying to keep track, and I hit like over 120 hours this week, and I'm like, I'm not even keeping track anymore.
Oh man,
like,
yeah, that's a lot.
I guess it's a new week now, so I'm like 14 hours in on today already. So
it's almost time to close up.
Yeah, I got a couple more hours in. Still got like 400 more messages I want to try to respond to before I go to sleep.
Just get that like notebook pad and get a little copy standard message. My brushes are this is my paint is. Copy paste. I'm
just gonna start writing it out like on a post-it note and sending a picture of the post-it.
Right.
My analog responses to your questions.
That's awesome. Here you go.
That'd be awesome.
Not even a picture of the product. Just write down what it is on a piece of paper.
No, I love that. A hot pink.
My new policy from here on out.
Yeah. You just have a board with them lined up. You're like, okay, it's this one. Okay, next.
Exactly. Yeah. Not even in my notepad on my phone. I've got to carry around like a stack of post-it notes with me. They're all beat up and stained.
That's awesome. Listen, it's shop life. Nothing is like perfect in there. At least I know around here, like these brand new floors already have paint on them. It's hard not to.
I'm the worst in my shop. I don't know if you guys do this. I'll like a carpenter will write my notes down on wood. So all my notes are on chunks of wood. And I'm like, what the hell did I do that for? Now I have to carry this piece of wood around with me all day. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I do the same thing, especially measuring or having to cut. I always write it on wood.
And then I got this weird of it with my phone.
Yeah, the most random shaped piece of wood with like, of course, it's the sharpest thing ever sticking out. You bump into it all day.
And you're like, you don't even know the information on this piece of wood. It's changed to history.
Someone comes in and throws it away. I'm like, don't throw that away. That's so important.
You guys need to make a little collab video just on that subject, because that's hilarious. Like, I think it would hit home with all the artists that follow you.
Someday the two of us will do a collab something together. We talk about it enough. So
yeah, you guys make great videos.
It won't be us painting. It's just going to be us like, letting other people like air their grievances, and we'll help them out.
I think we should do 80s montage video of just us just running around, like having fun.
No work at all.
No work at all. Like totally not us.
Pick up a jigsaw and then we're at the beach.
Pushing the jigsaw. I've been wanting to do this all my life. I gotta get at somebody that's really good at making videos, because I want it done right.
To help you
I want to do a montage with me and my jigsaw of like my buddy like running around, my buddy and me pushing it on swings and stuff.
Yeah, have your proposal right there for Bosch to send you, or what brand jigsaw do you like?
Oh, I Bosch.
Okay.
I use DeWalt, but I use Bosch blades. So the blades are where it's at. That's where all the money comes. You only have to buy the saw once.
That's true.
those blades, you burn through those pretty fast.
Yeah, my saw is just my homie, man. Like it just fits in my hand so nice now that I've had it so long. I literally have my hand worn into the grip.
I just had to get a new one. I wore mine out. It was like the little like channel that holds the blade in place.
Yep.
The blade was jumping over it. And I was like, what is going on here? And I looked at it. It was worn down on one side. So smooth. The blade could just slide right off.
The little switch that lets your blade fall out, and that you on the Bosch, you just flip it and it falls out. Mine's about ready to break. I could feel it getting loose, and I'm like, please don't, because then I don't want a new saw. I love my saw.
You can dip it in bronze when you're done with it, hang it on the wall.
I love it, man.
Oh my God, that's such a great idea, though. You should totally make a little plaque dedicated to it.
I got Saw's family. I don't know if you ever watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but in part 2, he has the famous chainsaw that says Saw's family engraved on the blade. And I have that like on my saw written on it. And like, this is my boy, man. It's my homie. It's my good.
Well, when it dies, put it on a plaque with the years that it was in service.
Yes.
I'll do a memoriam video on Instagram for it for sure.
And call it My Buddy Number 1. So that way
Like,
you can have many.
And it just goes black and then has the date.
2012 to 2022.
And play sad piano music. I'm doing this.
We have all these amazing ideas for reels and things like that. It's just like
no time.
Yeah, the time to execute it.
I could give somebody ideas all day. I just don't have time to do any of them.
You got to get your kids trained to do your videography and your editing. That's what it comes down to, is put them to use. Mine are 6. I think they're about ready. That's right. Base coating right now, right?
No, they're painting.
Oh, they're full on?
Both of my daughters can paint probably just as good as I can if you
Awesome.
just let them go to town. So yeah, they're doing their own thing. One daughter's got her own face painting business where she goes around and
I love it.
They pay her, but they do it different. Like when I was a kid, I did some face painting when I was a kid at festivals and stuff, but now they get the festivals to pay them to show up. So they're already getting $300-400 just to show up.
Just to get
and then
there.
they get all that extra money from the people. And she's busy the whole time she's there and making actual cash. I'm proud of her. I'm like,
how old is she?
Cool. She's just turned 18. So she's just like taking it and just going with it. And then my other daughter is doing all these murals and doing all this stuff with school and stuff with art. So I'm just like, go for it. I don't stop. I don't get in their way. I just let them do their thing.
I like it though. People going right into the trades again, keeping it going and not doing that corporate job like I had to. Half my life was wasted in a corporate job, so I'm like, it's time for the other chapters to start. I did 20 years. I'm good.
If you had a corporate job where you actually worked like a 9 to 5 and got weekends,
I did.
Sounds all right at some time.
I had it all, but you know what I was doing all day is I was literally so all the coupons you get in the mail and the newspaper, the booklets of coupons?
Yeah.
My company made those, like not the Val pack, but like the actual ones that are inserted. And all I was doing all day was organizing where Papa John's coupons were going and then getting their Papa John's artwork done and then managing all these spreadsheets. It was so mind numbing and boring that all I was doing was dreaming of painting when my kids went to bed at night. Like it was like, I get it. Like, because I had the time off, but I was just so miserable the whole time I was there. I felt like I was chained to my desk.
I was the same when I was in my corporate gig, when I did my, my graphic design. I did graphic design for 13 years for a major sporting goods place, and they treated me awful. And it was the worst just environment, like just seriously depressing just to walk in that place every day. But not only that, like they just there's a meeting about everything. There's a meeting about a meeting about a meeting, and nothing got done. And then they wanted to know why you got nothing done, because we were in meetings all day, so I don't miss it at all. Like, I hear you. I don't want to go back to it at all.
Yeah,
but that's probably why I put in all the hours that I do doing this.
I've never done that, so I guess
Yeah, you
You
never had to experience it. Yeah.
No, I never had to do that. I always did screen printing at like small shops, you know, and so
You're
yeah.
It is a
lucky,
different
man.
world. You know, the nice thing about a corporate job is that if you're actually,
Insurance?
well, yeah,
Benefits.
insurance, 100% insurance.
But you
Well, then
sell
you
your
pay
soul
for
to
it and
that
you don't
shit.
use it. It's so expensive. And then, but it was just like the facilities are nice and like
Mhm.
comfy, clean air conditioning and all that. Like there's those kind of things, flexible schedule, but otherwise you're just sitting there and you're just doing like I was doing Popeyes and Papa John's and you're just like staring at pizza all day.
No, I
Yeah.
just dream about getting one day off. I basically have to leave the country to get it,
Day
to not
off.
have to
Yeah.
work for it, you know. It's the only
Oh.
time I actually will not pay attention to my phone all day. And
But that's
But
your
if
you're
you're-
doing right though, is you kind of you control your
yeah, I mean, it's
schedule.
totally my fault, but
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you had to be honest, like how much of it is us that we just don't want to take the time off? Because I don't know what to do with myself anymore when I do take time off. Like, what do I do?
Oh.
Rest? Like, what do I do? Like, I don't even know what to do with myself anymore. I just think about painting all the damn time.
I feel like everything is always like feast or famine. So I just
Yeah.
feel like to take it whenever it's there to take. And but then when it never ends, it's like maybe I did
You
slow,
gotta
I
start
did
taking
slow it
some
down
time.
a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, I stopped taking orders for a few months and like got it under control. And I've kept it under control probably up until very recently. And it's
Mhm.
only because I had a couple very large jobs that took, you know, as long as it would I could normally get 40 done in.
Yeah.
So it was so those, but once those, I got one left of those that I'll have done by probably Wednesday. And then after that, I should be able to just crank. I'll do every easy one I have and knock all those out, and then
Yeah.
I'll feel better about myself.
Yeah.
When there's less, yeah, when there's well, it sounds like your list never gets smaller, but I know what you mean. Like if you get all those ones that you know you can knock out right away, and then you can spend that time dedicated to creating like a new design.
Yeah, well, and the list is so, you know, there's like 75 on there. Well, one of them might take 15 minutes, where another one
Mhm.
might take 5 full days, like
Yep.
5 15-hour days, you know. So it's
Yeah.
it's very deceiving just to look at that, you know. I almost
Mhm.
need like an estimated number of hours more than number of jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, a way to break it up easier for you to understand what you have.
Yeah.
That's like with mine too. My list can maybe only be 10 commissions long, but some of them are super detailed scenes, and it's going to take months and months to make this painting. And then other ones are like you said, it might only take me a weekend to do it. Like it's not going to take that long. So when I look at my list, I just see 10. I'm like, 10 what? Like, are they all hard? I freak out sometimes. Then I start thinking, like, that's not that bad.
Last year, right when it was getting closer to Christmas and I was starting panicking to get everything done, I did break it up, and I had a column like easy, medium, hard, very hard. And I would try to do like, instead of doing all the easy ones first, I would try to like
Mix it.
divide them out how many there were, and would like do 1 1 1 1 1 1, you know, instead of like knocking them all out and be like, oh, I just knocked half of it out, and then like basically everything I have to do takes forever. You know, you need something to feel like you're getting something done in there in the
quick
middle.
win. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the bang for the buck ones, you know, like
those are my favorite. I
It's
like to have
refreshing.
one little one in there somewhere where you can like, I can knock it out. Yes, I got to win.
well, I usually will. I haven't got to do it in a few weeks, but I usually like to take Sundays and I work on art all day, so I don't paint. So Monday when I come back, I feel like I forgot how to paint because I didn't do it for one day. And then so I usually will knock out all those little Instagrams as kind of my warm up. So that's usually my like, and then it knocks the list down at the beginning of the week, and I'm feeling, oh man, I just knocked out 8, you know, in the
Do
first
you like
couple hours.
preload a bunch of them so that way you can just release them? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, I do some of those Instagrams. I just always have like 25 or 30 blanks that I'm every week, every other week I cut like 25 or 30 more of those. So they're just always like getting prepped for the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I know I sell a lot of, I try to always have them prepped, and then I can crank them out. So
Super
I usually
smart, yeah.
like, I usually do the first 2 days of the week on like my store stuff, and then I do like 4 days on all my commissions. So it's usually like, you know, way more of the time is spent on commissions, but that they can't all, those aren't quite so easy as the ones I put in my store. The ones in my store are much more affordable, but I can knock them out faster.
That's why I like doing pre-sales, you know, like if you've made something already once and then you know how long it's going to take, then you take the orders. That's always so nice.
Yeah. Then especially if you know exactly how long, and it's the second time and third time, it's always faster. Or if you do 6 or 7 of them at the same time, you do like all the yellow,
Yes.
red, you know, it's like, that works great. I was doing all that glass stuff. It's like, well, I think I sold 45 or 50 things a day, but almost all of them are done and ready to ship. Which is
it's like
a great feeling.
So good. I've switched my model because I was just like you guys were, I did commissions, and it was just like, it gets daunting because when you know there's a lot of new designs you have to do, like you're just like, okay, I gotta get to that, like it's always on your mind. And then to try it, but then if you switch to the other model where you're making stuff and then it doesn't sell, then you're storing stuff. So it definitely is a challenge.
I think it's good. Like he has a store, like you were talking. I'm at the point where I need to get my store up and running again because all my money is tied up in just commission work. So therefore, if I don't get a commission done, I'm not getting any money. Like I'm having to knock out work faster than I even think is possible because I used to have pins, stickers, t-shirts.
I say you need merch. Let that money come in that way.
And I mean, it only takes a minute, but you let it fall to the side because you're so busy with the actual painting, and
your hands can only be one place, even though your mind's everywhere. It's
but now I have zero stock of anything, and I'm like totally starting from scratch. And I'm like, when am I going to have time to design stuff? When am I going to have time to go have somebody make it? It's tough sometimes when you're doing this all by yourself, you know?
Yeah. This morning I was waiting for to turn all of my, new release today, like to turn it live. So I was like, well, I don't want to start drawing something because that's coming up. So I laid out a new shirt design while I was doing that. I was like, I'll knock out a long sleeve design, but I said 30 years of screen printing and graphic design for screen printing. I can knock out a shirt design pretty fast.
Yeah.
It's like I knocked one of those out real fast while I was just waiting to activate the thing today. So just in a couple of weeks, I'll have another new one. You know?
On hot pink?
Nice.
No, it's black.
Oh, sorry, Adam. No shit.
Good, because then I don't have any money, man. I'm broke. Pop out another hot pink and then I have to buy it.
Yeah.
The hot pink long sleeves they've been out of extra larges for like 4 months. That's why I haven't been able to restock them. I don't want to restock them without extra larges.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, one of the most common sizes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I'm 2X, so you know, just keep them coming this way. No, I don't know why every time you pop and you always do the graphics on the sleeve.
I love that.
I love that. It's my favorite.
Like, that's what I did today. Yeah, I drew up like 3 color sleeves. You know, I love doing those.
Yeah, they look good though. Like nobody does sleeves. I mean, if you're gonna have a long sleeve shirt, print on the sleeves.
Do the stuff that I know any screen printer, all the screen printers that worked for me before would just be like, are you serious? Yeah, two sleeves with 4 colors each and are different, not even the same design, you know.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's got to face the right way, so you got to have two sets of screens.
It's true though. Yeah, if you want to look right, it's got to be a certain way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can imagine.
You had to pay your dues, so make them pay their dues.
Yeah. Like, I've done tons of this. You guys can. I know it can be done.
It's your turn.
Then they'll be like, I don't know. Maybe you should show me how to do this one. You know.
You print your 10 and you walk away. There you go.
The first one and be like, all right, well, just bring them to me when the rest are done.
Yeah, exactly. Now you know. Goodbye. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna call it a night because I am getting tired and I'm old.
All right.
But I just look deceivingly young. That's why.
Yeah, me too.
Right? Can't show our ages.
Guys.
Yes, super nice getting to know you more and hanging out. And I love the background and vibe of your shop. It looks like a fun place to be hanging out.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in here. I just added a 1950 foosball table over there. So
of course.
Well, for all the time you have to play foosball.
It's been used only once by me, but other people have used it.
Nice.
It's something for somebody to do though when they're hanging out packaging your stuff and they need a break.
Yeah. Hey, come work. We got foosball.
You're allowed 15 minutes every 4 hours.
After you pack 5 things, you get to play 1 game of foosball.
By yourself.
By yourself, yes. I don't have time to play with you.
All right. Well, yeah.
Guys.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was a once-in-a-life situation right there. These two are heroes of mine in the painting world. I truly admire their work, and I just love seeing it. I love following them because it's just so satisfying seeing everything they keep doing and pushing further and further. The consistency of how they continue to knock out these amazing pieces just blows my mind, and I love seeing it, and I love just continuing on that journey with them. So I am so excited that I got to hang out with both of them today. And well, let me tell you about some things that are going on with this lady right here. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from the podcast, just a couple weeks off, so I can focus on finishing up and getting ready for the Makers Camp that's coming up and finishing up some house renovations. And then I'll be back with some great episodes. I have one more episode after this, and I'm pretty excited about which one that's going to be with Andy Bird. And after that, there'll be a little bit of a break, and we'll come back kicking with Cold Brew Andrew. So I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are enjoying this journey. If you're going to be at the Makers Camp October 7th in the Catskills, come say hi. I'm going to have a ton of goodies. Like, they loaded me up at Sabretooth and have sent a whopping, 250 gift bags. Just having just like a free burr in there, some coupons, some pencils and stuff. Just fun things to say. Thank you for coming over to our booth and carving. We're also going to have hats that we're going to be giving away. And there's going to be some carving contests. So come over and say hi to Sadie from the Awesome Orange and myself, because we're going to be there working away and having a lot of fun. A lot of open carving. So come check it out, and hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to support it, head on over to patreon.com/makerconversations. All right, have a great night.